Can you hear that? Anything? No?
I do. I don't know why are you playing the piano?
I'm playing the piano so that you can give me
That's not how it
something to
starts.
play. It is. You're right. You're right.
Wait,
I
are you
apologize.
doing in-camera optical effects here? Is that what we're doing?
If
Like
you're
we're shooting
recording,
we're shooting at a King Kong screen or something. We're doing eidetic jams.
Do you remember what the challenge is, Merlin?
I do. I guess I'm not always prepared for exactly what I'll confront when I arrive here, and these are things we haven't talked about. You don't do the audio anymore.
I think that this is far less egregious than the emotional assault John Syracuse subjected you to. That was just boy.
This is really this is one of your really good starts to the show.
Mm-hmm. I know. That's
Yeah, and you make it real easy for the new folks to come in and just pick right up with what we're doing. Why'd they have a little piano and then talk about another podcast? Has the show started? I don't know. I'm not even sure if there's a show anymore.
It's a fun little
It's a vibe
roller
hang.
coaster. It is a vibe day.
It's a rock and roll poster? What?
Oh, I like that.
No, what did
But
you
I said
say?
it's a
Oh
roller
my
coaster.
God. Oh my God. Okay, all right. You just run things. Go ahead.
This
What
is
are you
Due
doing? Why
by
stop
Friday,
doing that?
A weekly challenge
Alex, that's not the part.
podcast.
Alex, that's not the part where it goes.
Where does the part? Where does it go? Where does it go?
Well, you didn't do the opening. First of all, I don't know why you feel the need to play that. I can take care of that, Alex. I have the audio file. You don't need to play that on your phone.
No, it's through Loopback.
Loopback. Thank God for Loopback.
Loopback.
Regular morning zoo here.
And well, Farrago,
Jewish Greg.
just
Chinese Greg.
is. That's so funny.
It is so funny.
Me
so horny.
No.
What? I'm just quoting Parks and Recreation. It's my comfort show.
That's true.
I think the way, hey, everybody, hey, Alex. Let's see. So what we have been doing in this new era of chaos that you brought on us is you suddenly decide sometimes Papa Dom's or bread style to just spring straight into yelling the challenge. Lucia Keskin's never chosen. She always gets both. She always gets Papa Dom's and bread.
I envy her.
The top thing on my
think.
list today is actually off-menu related.
Really?
Yeah.
Merlin, what is...
Oh my
for
God!
all of the new folks.
Oh my
for all those
fucking
new
God,
folks.
Alex. The way this... Okay. All right.
For all the...
You know what?
I thought I was driving.
Oh no, now you are. You've taken it out of my hands. I'm literally not going to edit anything in this entire episode now. And which is pretty much what I normally do. But I'm not even going to trim up the ends and make it pretty.
I think that is a wonderful treat, kind of like both Papa Dom's and bread. But Merlin, what's off menu?
We're not to... Oh my God. Okay. So are you going to do the opening?
All right. Here we go.
Do you know that's the wrong song? Have you become rather simple? Do you realize that's not the song?
I know. I just wonder what would happen.
No, you hit the wrong. No, you're
That
doing
is the
your brain's doing the
first
CGP Grey thing
intro.
where it's trying to make sense of. No, you've played the wrong song 3 times by my count. I've asked you what you're doing, and then you laugh, and now you say, "Oh no, I meant to do that."
I thought it was
You
4
want the one that
times,
goes.
actually.
brrrr. Have you ever heard our
This is
show?
Due by Friday.
Wait a minute! No!
A weekly-
Now you got to do the music too.
All right.
Go find the right song. We'll listen to it on the air. Off menu is here's what's funny while I was prepping that, I will say. Off menu is well, I guess what it is a podcast. But like I know it as just something I watch on YouTube. And whenever Alex and I go back and forth about how we feel about, video for podcasts, that's always the example that comes up in my mind. Because I adore Off Menu on YouTube. It's a show where 2 English comedians have another funny person on, an actor or usually another comedian, and to talk about their dream meal at their dream restaurant. And it's really, really fun. And Should I keep going? It's okay.
I think you should.
You know
because-
what I heard. What did I hear? I was watching some episode, and then something. I think it was that they mentioned they did an episode with Amy Gledhill that was described by both of them as the most chaotic episode of the podcast they'd ever done. But it's from the period before there was video.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm not a super fan.
Oh my goodness, you would not believe how many people have been on this show. And so I always wondered, I guess in my head, I just always, I never thought about it. Because again, to me, it's just a YouTube thing. But I adore it. But it never occurred to me to listen to it as a podcast because that would seem like kind of a neutered form of what I liked about the show, the visuals of it and stuff. But for example, when they mentioned that Florence Pugh doesn't drink water in the Amanda Seyfried episode, I was like, I haven't seen that episode. Or there's some where you're like, oh my God, they show an excerpt from this. Like, where's the entire video for this? Excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry.
Burp, 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 burp. Ooh, I like it.
And
that's not the noise I heard, but it's the one that came out of my mouth for some reason.
The point is, I'm out of podcasts. In the podcasts I do get, I enjoy a couple, 3 of them, but it's just this industry is wrecked. And even podcasts that were everybody's so sweaty right now, and the ads are so bad, and there's so much cross promotion stuff, and there's some, I don't know. It seems like if your podcast is big enough, you eventually just become a platform for promoting other shows on your network, and it's not my tempo. I don't want to buy a Beatles album and have it just be a single by Jerry and the Pacemakers. I'm here for your thing, man. I'm here because I like you. I subscribe. Anyways, you know what I did? I broke down. I went into my Overcast and I downloaded and listened to my first audio only version of Off Menu. And it was the episode with Amy Gledhill. And I feel pretty confident. It sounds like you already listened to it as a podcast or have.
I do not. I watch it on YouTube.
Well, here's where I'm going with this. So the one I'm on right now is the 3rd episode I'm listening to, which is Maisie Adam, who has a long history with Ed that's very funny. And if you've ever seen them talking about her living in the dip and all that kind of stuff, that's the 3rd episode. First episode I listened to is Amy Gledhill. The one I listened to on headphones, laughing in a room by myself today, is Bob Mortimer.
No.
They have Bob Mortimer on, and he talks about so much. It's in the midst of when he's shooting the fishing show, and he's talking about all his favorite foods, and he has this really complicated idea for how the restaurant's going to work and the progression, and you end up your final meal is in a bridal store. The whole thing is really confusing, and he talks about car meats and pocket meats, and he's just so. I was telling Madeline this morning, what? He seems so. I mean, to say effortlessly.
I'm just
funny.
hearing it in his voice. Car meats and pocket meats.
Yeah. He's so funny, and how he mixes up the ketchup and mustard on his son's hot dog for him, and then licks his finger, and says it's good to be alive, and his son's 23. Anyway, I just wanted to say because I feel like
I thought Stuart Lee's son was 23.
Stuart Lee's son. Hey, great pull. Stuart Lee's son is, I think, almost always 28 years old.
Yeah.
Said, Daddy, why were the people singing that song? Wouldn't that make the lady feel bad if all the Munchkins were singing that song? 28 years old he is. No, James is like, no, Bob, I think it's lovely that you still go to the movie with your 23-year-old son and you mix together, you swirl the ketchup and mustard on his hot dog for him and say, it's good to be alive.
Oh, fine, guys.
Anyways, I wanted to mention it to you because, for a couple of reasons. I kind of am sort of, I guess, erroneously acknowledging your influence on this because, however I ended up here, I'm glad I'm listening to that audio-only version now, and it is wonderful. They're constantly talking about episode 76 with Claudia Winkleman, and that's going to be my next one.
Oh, my girl!
Claudia Winkleman doesn't drink water either. Do you know this is like a running bit on the show? In addition to Still or Sparkling, there's also just the running bit of there's people who drink a ton of water, but there's several people who just don't drink water. It's really funny. Amanda Seyfried can't understand it. She loves her a water. She says as much. She says, "I love me a water."
A sidebar. I know we don't talk about how women look anymore, but
she's amazing.
I think that Amanda Seyfried was not taken seriously because she was traditionally hot and, quote, didn't have work done all the way back. And,
well,
like,
and also
Mean Girls,
originally, honestly, let's be honest. Let's be dead fucking honest. First of all, she has a face like a goddamn angel alien. But also, she has really cute kind of big boobs in Mean Girls, for example. And they handle it tastefully, but wouldn't you agree, just pal to pal, that her boobs are kind of in the shots in
But
Mean
she
Girls?
also uses them.
But can you just give me that before you make your point? Wouldn't you agree that they deliberately, in that wonderful, wonderful movie Mean Girls, I don't think they're like exploiting her, but like she was a really cute girl with nice boobs. Like that's a problem if you wanted to be taken seriously.
Yes, I agree. I don't think that her boobs were more prominent in shots as a camera,
Do you
like
understand that they
as
have
a
ESPN?
cinematic technique. It's just that, listen, I was a student of Mean Girls, and I noticed those shots.
Her hair is full of secrets. She asked me how to spell orange. I know that's not the line in the musical, but I always liked it when the gay guy says that. He says it in that kind of New Jersey accent. She asked me how to spell orange. And Mean Girls, that's also the one where Tina Fey takes her shirt off in front of Tim Meadows, right? At the beginning.
She doesn't take it full off, but she does lift it.
She thinks she's just taking
and
her.
she says,
it's a very Fleabag thing. It's like she's trying to take off one shirt and she takes off both. Classic Fleabag.
I'm very. I haven't seen Fleabag, but again, was very much a student.
Fleabag the series.
Correct.
Yeah. There's also an astonishingly good one-woman show that she did that preceded that I have a copy of if you want. Fleabag started as an outstanding one-woman show.
Was it at the Edinburgh Comedy?
Well, she might have done it there. I don't know if that's. I don't know a ton about how Edinburgh officially works. I think they're usually there for a few weeks. Apparently, it's very expensive to do now, but you basically do the same show every day for like a month, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's awards and careers are made, and it's kind of become like an industry thing. I think at this point.
Yeah.
And the irony is the whole thing. Do you know about the origin of it?
I don't think so.
The Edinburgh Fringe Festival is a response to I think it was just originally called the Edinburgh Festival, which was more like posh and snooty. So people like the Goons, like, Peter Sellers and those guys, I think it was from them that they came up with this idea for basically a way to mock the Edinburgh Festival by doing just ridiculous British comedy. I think that's how it started.
I know that, I've asked so many people what it is like, and I'm not cool enough to know people. It's a huge part of the book. It's a huge part, for what it's worth, the Absolute Casserole book. It's all through interleaved with all like the full documentation of what happened at the original. I know there's not much video of it, but it goes through the whole thing. And of course, Tim Key's involved in all of this stuff. But I think you'd enjoy that book. It's a good bathroom read.
What's your sense?
Nothing.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. You talked to people about it. What's your sense?
Oh no, just that the evolution was a little bit like that. It was almost like SNL,
closer to like a Shakespeare or like theater festival, right? Originally, the original Edinburgh.
Yes, but the vibe was a little bit like an SNL mix with Burning Man, as in like we don't know what's going to happen, but I guess
it was really well known
now.
For people. Obviously, like there's tons of people. I mean, like people like I think Greg Davis has. I mean, there was a running joke on the show where they make fun on Off Menu where they make fun of James because I think he's been nominated as the best show at least twice and has never won. Amy Gledhill has won. But that's like a really big deal. 'Cause like when you say, when they introduce Amy Gledhill on, and again, this is another one of those things that makes no sense without the context of being from the UK. Amy Gledhill, she's a up and coming comic, and you're like, so that's why I don't know her. But then you also say, I saw her show and it was hilarious. So that doesn't just mean like a stand-up show. I think they're referring there probably to Edinburgh, but it's But Bob Mortimer. Anyway, off menu. And so the other part of that just was to say that I'm out of podcasts, and I can't find podcasts that do stuff I like and in the way that I like as much anymore. And I was so thrilled to find this. And I don't know, it's weird. It's like those dreams New Yorkers have about, you have a dream where you find a second apartment in your apartment.
I like that.
I've had lots of dreams like that, but it's apparently very common with people in New York is you find like a door you never noticed before and you open it and you've got like a nicer apartment in there. Also, when you dream about snakes, it's actually about change, not sex.
Oh.
I had a dream about a four-headed snake the other day.
Did the snake have one name or did it have four names?
It didn't have a name, it was a snake.
Oh.
Serpento.
Well, excuse me.
Serpento, that sounds like something from Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Well, because it's an honorific and almost the name of a place. But it also, I think, might be the Espanol word for snake.
Listen, you're very learned. I'm not a school of the UK comedians the way you are, obviously.
Not a school, no.
But
I've always said that.
I'm more of a shack. Don't have shakes. But I have this theory, kind of like my the downfall of sort of American discourse wasn't necessarily the smartphone, but the acceptance that we can use a smartphone in the bathroom, and then it's like, oh, that's where the scrolly scroll happens. And if Americans had more fiber, by the poopy kind,
so it's
I just
like prolonging
wonder.
their bathroom trips, probably just standing there on anus,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just sitting there scrolling, just trying to feel alive.
Yeah, the way that you keep saying that, you do make an assume, and you make an ass out of you and me, and an ass that doesn't have enough fiber.
Bosh.
The way people consume the internet, I'm like, oh, what if this is bathroom? That I look at like Twitter all day.
What does that have to do with what I just said? Or is this a thing where you want to just talk about something else?
No. Well, actually, I want to talk about my second theory.
You're talking about apps and infrastructure again, and I was trying to talk about a thing that makes me happy.
My infrastructure.
There's a dearth of things that make me happy.
Okay.
And you want to talk about apps and infrastructure.
No. I'm saying here's my happy theory. SNL UK has brought such a weird vibe to the way, at least it feels like SNL UK has broken containment. It's definitely
a different feel. I can say, as a veteran of the psychic wars, I can tell you, faux show, I've said this to a bunch of people who I've tried to pitch SNL UK to. I was like, well, first of all, let's just step zero or rule zero. There are a bunch of people out there who kind of pretend that they like SNL, and I don't think they actually like SNL. I think they like compilations of hilarious classic bits, but like they wouldn't sit through that whole episode in 1990 with the Leatherman or whatever, or, making copies. But it's like, that's what the show is. The show is what it is. Like, it's dumb. And it's mainstream, and the jokes are obvious sometimes, but it's occasionally brilliant. And on top of it all, it's a ridiculous high wire act, what they accomplish most weeks. I mean, by which I just mean any week that they're recording, it's a miracle. But SNL UK very much has the energy of a weird time for SNL, which is like the late 70s. We're like obviously after Chevy Chase left, but in the Bill Murray era, while Aykroyd and Belushi were still on, that's kind of what that show feels more like. Stuff like the Attenborough Last Supper, that feels very much almost like a Steve Martin hosting the show in '77 kind of feeling. Theodoric of York. It's a little more. Did you see the Hamnet one?
But that's not the. I mean, I don't really have a point. I never have a point. What I mean is, this is kind of people who aren't familiar with the SNL of yore or aren't familiar with British comedy have seen clips of SNL UK by a miracle of either just the algorithm or, I hope, it just being really
Asking a musical question: what kind of Irish is your granddad?
Yeah. Oh. Okay, I didn't. My in-laws didn't fucking know that Trump. I didn't know that Trump got shot. Whatever. See, it doesn't make me happy, so I don't think about it. But they said, "Have you seen
your in-laws
London?"
didn't know that Trump got shot, and that's George
over the
Four-Acres?
weekend.
What?
But they asked me, "Have you seen this London SNL?" And I was like, "Yes,
I see
have
what you're
seen
saying.
this
That
London
was your
SNL."
framing for them not being like, looking at Instagram stories or something. They're not keeping up with the trades.
Not at all. No.
Yeah, I get it. I feel you. Okay.
That somehow broke containment, and however, unfortunately, George Four-Acres didn't. But I'm like, one step at a time, and I showed them at that time. My newest another 45 seconds with 4 Acres.
Oh yeah, which was that? What did he do in that one? One?
Fruit and veg and something.
Oh my God,
he
is
himself.
such a performer. This is my Clinty earring.
And for some
I love his
reason,
Clinty earring.
Oh God.
Did you see the just real quick in passing? Did you see the Hamnet bit? Did you see the Shakespeare bit with Tina Fey? Go seek it out. It's from the first episode, and it's George Four-Acres is really, really funny in it. As a Shakespeare who abandons his family for his work in London over and over, and he keeps coming back more and more like kind of metrosexual and cosmopolitan, including a cunty earring. You didn't notice my cunty little earring?
It just
he's got like thigh-high boots and shorts. And he looks like he's on a parade float.
My new thing that makes me happy is not spending a lot of time, but like looking at what used to be famously the don't look at the comments, YouTube comments. They're all like, I don't know what joke is happening, but I know it's funny and I love it. Like the beginning of the cold open this week, where I knew that the guy it was another Epstein thing.
Oh, it was
like
a Peter Manderley thing.
Yeah, like or Who Wants to Stay a Millionaire?
Oh yeah.
And
sorry.
It's just so weird and so good. I really
and again,
like it.
But like part of it is the blessing and the curse is it's so specific. I mean, not like they need to make an attempt to make it more palatable to us, but I love that they've made a version of this for them for this time. That I think so far, I think this is an easy like 4.5 star show. I mean, if you like SNL, and first of all, make sure you actually really like what SNL is. And again, it's like people who have dogs but don't understand how dogs think and behave. If your dog didn't set the fire on your oven, you putting the books there, that was the problem. If you don't like SNL, anyway, George Four-Acres, that kid's funny.
The other SNL, our soil, the pond. I don't know why I said that. I hate when people. I don't hate it.
What?
SNL America.
You're quoting William Faulkner. Quoting the end of Absalom. I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
SNL America has done some infrastructure porn called The Rundown, where they do have you seen
like choosing the cold open, those things.
Well, and that's the like, hey everybody, look at these cute bits that you remember. That's kind of how they get people in. But then you see the structure of the show, and people have never thought like, oh yeah, they need to reset the stage when commercials happen.
Totally. And when they're
I'm not saying people are dumb. Like,
no. But when you're planning,
would they think of that?
No, it would never occur to you to think of that.
Right.
Where you're like, okay, but then that also means there's this one thing where Nicola Coughlan or whoever has to be heavily made up for this one sketch. So we need to stagger these in such a way that there's time to do that. And then somebody will walk her over to here and she will announce the band. I mean, that is a lot more logistics than it seems like on the face of it. And that's before you even get to needing to have, depending on how you cut it up, 2 or 3, 4 different stages. You know what I mean? And being able to break stuff down and like, it's really, I don't know. I have to be honest. It has made me really admire that work a lot more to see behind the scenes.
Oh, that makes
well, don't you
me
think
happy.
they kind of make it look easier than it is? I feel like there's also a really good thing. It might have been New Yorker or one of those, but I've mentioned it before. But I'll find it for notes. Chloe Feynman et al. Take you on a tour behind Studio 6A, and you get to see all the behind the scenes stuff. You might have seen this. You get to go and you see all the wigs. You see how they catalog the clothes, and everything is like a paper system. It's fascinating. Like they can show you who has worn this wig like since the 80s. It's like almost like a library checkout card.
Yeah,
It's
kind
complex,
of knew about.
and like the subject matter experts in wardrobe and wigs are like, they're like I think they're the ones who make sense of it because they're the ones who need to make sense of it, but it's super complicated.
And it's, I think, even more intricate than the cue card system, which I thought I understood, but then I'm like, oh, no, I don't. This is so beyond what anyone who isn't in the trenches can understand.
Up to the last minute, you know?
It's insane. I love it so much. This is, I mean, when you say you're out of podcasts, do you mean you're out of, like, you're not done with, but like I'm kind of out of searching?
I would never put it that way.
I'm just curious about you love the audio of goodness gracious, Off Menu. That would be a good name. Goodness Bob knows bed. Off Menu. It's so stupid. I love it. But what I suppose makes that what would make podcasts as special as something as what you're currently enjoying? Again,
I don't know. You can't prove a negative. It's just that a lot of stuff I listen to, I don't know. It's always this is me being Holden Caulfield again. It's just a phrase I've used many times. I love a podcast that's a little world. And whether listeners agree or not is okay, but like every podcast I do is a little world. And there's some stuff that very much belongs in the little world. There's some stuff that doesn't really belong in the little world, but there's a kind of unstated, rules of the game about like the kind of stuff we talk about just because it's not part of our little world. I don't know if Roderick would ever you're not interviewing me, but like, I don't know if Roderick would ever put it this way, but I made a joke about the White House Correspondents' Dinner on Monday, and I think that's the first even like mildly topical joke I've made on that show. I've made probably 3 in the last year, because that's not what it is. I don't want to talk about that stuff. That's the last thing I would want to talk about, not least because it could send us off in a direction where we have to bin the episode. But no, but we very much have a little world here. I mean, you get with this or you don't. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't mean that's not exclusionary, but I mean, like, I don't think Alex and I are going to bend over backwards to try and get 2% more listeners by, I don't know, doing some stupid promotional thing. It's just Holden Caulfield from Catcher in the Rye, but also Ralphie from Toy Story, where he gets his decoder ring from Ovaltine and he decodes the message, and I think his actual quote is, "Oh, it's just a crummy commercial." And I feel
the Ovaltine ad.
And remember, he decodes it. He's so excited, and he gets to the end. It says, "Remember to drink your Ovaltine." It's like, wait a minute. This decoder ring, this whole thing was just so that I could put some effort into decoding an advertisement for children. That's not very fun. Is that the coolest idea you could come up with for a goddamn decoder ring? Now, decoder ring is pretty good. Decoder ring right now is going through a thing where like it's just like updates, where it's just like, we're going to mostly have an old episode, but we'll have a producer add a thing at the end. And it's like, oh, guys, I know this is hard work, but the flat, truth at the end of the day is like, I can't get with that shit. Like, that's why I like podcasts, is because they're not like that. It isn't like a show that's an advertisement for itself, any more than a story is something that is told by itself about itself. It's not. You need a little world. Stop bringing in stupid fake celebrity guests that don't know your show, unless it works. Like with Off Menu, I think they're really good at that, and I think it's made that video component of it so good. No, I'm not mad at anybody in particular, because it's a tough racket. Believe me, I know it's a tough racket.
I'm
No. I'm not reacting.
Bloomberg.
What? Well, don't ask a question if you don't want the answer.
Oh no, I like your answer.
Oh,
I just want it on the record. I'm mad at Alex Bloomberg and mad at the people who made
Which
the show.
one is he? Is he Pineapple Opera or This American Marketplace?
He's Gimlet, and he canceled
He's
Mystery
Gimlet.
Show that was a domino effect that
Sure. Hack one, Starly Con.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry, just doing my my Ira. I haven't done it in a while.
Wait, that was your.
No, I'm not going to do it
sorry,
again.
go ahead,
I'd like to
please.
do the show.
I like your
Thank you.
QPR and haven't heard it in-
Quotidian Public Radio. I'm so pleased with myself about audio things I've made. I'm so pleased with myself about how those all turned out.
You made a fucking rock opera that I
made several
think
rock
about-
operas. But that Squarespace
pardon?
one fucking bangs.
Do you have these, or rather, are these rock operas publicly accessible?
I think so. Yeah, the Squarespace one is still online. Yeah, and I'm gonna post. Last night I was fucking around trying to get my goddamn robot to make a decent Smiths parody, because the Husker Du one is my favorite, I think. But I did a New Order, so I did a Husker Du. I say parody, but I mean loving tribute, ripoff, whatever. I did songs that are based on Husker Du, New Order, and the Smiths. And the Smiths one is like, it turned out pretty good considering, I can't sing. Well, neither can Morrissey, but la la la. And it starts out with an Oscar Wilde quote, and it's just chock a block with inside jokes for people who like the Smiths.
Why Morrissey not being funny?
Yeah. Anyways, wait, did you listen to the Smiths much? Are you familiar with the Smiths?
I'm familiar with the Smiths in that I read Perks of Being a Wallflower, and then after Sing Me to Sleep,
What is that?
It is.
Oh, Sing Me to Sleep is such a good song, and that's that's actually on a single. I think it's like the B-side of a single. But Sleep is a great song.
That was my file card on the Smiths for the longest time, which is an odd file card to have.
It's in the spirit of their earlier stuff, like the Hand in Glove. Not Hand in Glove, but like Suffer Little Children and all those like early kind of bleak songs.
I see. I like when it got poppy. I was like, I'm 13. I don't want it to be happy. I want to be sad.
That's the beauty of like, to me though, like, sorry, I'm getting distracted trying to find something to give you. What was I talking about? I got distracted.
The beauty of something about the Smiths.
Something about the Smiths. Oh, that's the beauty of, in particular, of an early compilation of theirs that I really imprinted on called A Hatful of Hollow. And that's a collection of, it's so funny the way they put these things together, but there's some of them that are singles or some that would become singles, but it's also some live stuff from John Peel's show, them performing live, doing really wonderful versions, but it's all from like 83, 84. It's like, their early stuff, and it still really sparkles. It's so fresh, and it's just, the only guitar is Johnny Marr, and that's all the guitar you need. He's just absolutely, his songwriting, but especially his playing is so critical. So you think about something like This Charming Man, like, no, I mean, not many people can play guitar the way that song goes. That song is so much more difficult than it's it's an insane piece of songwriting. Punctured bicycle.
I just remember hearing that. It was one of those songs where I'm like, this sounds different in a way that I don't know why. And that was a lot of early Smiths and a lot of early REM where there was hair. Most of the like music you reference when I do know it came from like references from books about being a sad teenager, and then it was all the like weird pop guitar or sad, like I'm like, this sounds similar to the sad emo bands, or not similar to. I'm like, I see how we got here, but it seems like they're doing something
I think
a
it
little
is
bit
fair
more
to say
interesting.
that. Well, there's two bands from Manchester that I think one of whom has had a tremendous influence on emo, and the other of which has had more of an influence than people realize. Obviously, the Buzzcocks. To me, that's just anytime I hear 9 different genres of music, it just makes me want to go back and listen to singles going steady. But also the Smiths. I think the Smiths, were emo before emo. They were a different kind of emo. Mm-hmm. But emo in the sense more not like so much like Minor Threat, but or Fugazi or whatever. I don't know what you consider. Or like Sunny Day Real Estate. I'm trying to come up with the ones before it got all weird. Before people got funny haircuts, when it was just a kind of music that was closer to math rock in some ways.
Before the My Chemical I adore.
MCR. Or just old Descendants. I think hugely influential. But the Smiths hard on your sleeve stuff, and Morrissey's he's got a lot of balls in the air, but he is really admirable, at least in the sense that, like Dylan and like a lot of my heroes, he's very reluctant to have anybody else define who he is. Boy George, maybe similar thing. And you can hate that person, you could hate how they are, you could hate their attitude, whatever. But whether or not I agree with that person or like that person, I always kind of admire somebody who is willing and maybe even insistent about being who they are. It's like that James Baldwin quote,
No, I do not know.
Baldwin.
Oh, I could.
I have it here. It's from 1961. It's from James Baldwin, 1961. You have to impose. In fact, this may sound very strange. You have to decide who you are, and force the world to deal with you, not with its idea of you.
So it goes. Jeez. Oh, that's good.
I sent you the Smiths song, and you can listen to that at your leisure.
Or we could play it right now.
I can drop it in if you want. It's short, Do you want to pull it up on 3, 2, 1, and I'll drop it in?
I can. No, I can play it in.
Oh yeah.
Band.
All right. Well, okay, but okay, go ahead. You love your loop back. I got the email. I know it's out there. I know.
Wait, you got the
Play the song, Alex. For the love of God, play the song. Please don't talk about apps.
Now I can't because
oh my God,
it's in the wrong. It's in the wrong app, and it's not downloaded. I want to play in VLC. I don't have Safari.
Oh, I hear it somewhere. Wait, stop. Are you playing it? Are we doing it together?
It's no.
We're just 3, 2, 1, go, and I'll drop it in.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
The only thing much worse than being talked about is finding no one who can suffer you at all. Wild days and silent nights inside my tomb. I'd break a vase upon my face to tour your handsome room. I've spent 13 billion years feeling lost in space. I searched 7 billion souls before I saw your face. But it took one single night to know I found my place. And now I'm never going back again. Don't leave me lost in space. Don't leave me lost in space. Don't leave me lost in space. La da da, your long embrace. Such a heavenly re-entry for a soul that's so debased. Think of that, sin again, find the sins away.
You get the idea. And as with the Husker Du, it's basically just a completely unforgivable mishmash of 3 or 4 different songs.
I love how
I am proud of the line. I'd break a vase upon my face to tour your handsome room. I'd break a vase upon my face to. Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice line. Such a heavenly re-entry for a soul that's so debased.
It's very good.
Thanks. I like audio. Beep borp.
I like when things just go in my ears.
That's almost all iPad.
Oh, you mean
GarageBand.
this?
Yeah, like that's so you know. If I don't know how much time. I don't know if you spent much time in GarageBand on iOS or iPad, but you know you can go in and pick a guitar. It's like 4 kinds of guitars. You pick a guitar and then you can like pluck out things yourself. You can have it play pretty straightforward chords, or it can play like arpeggiated chord figures in different styles, and that's the closest they had to fake Johnny Marr. But still not too bad. That was all done by the robot, directed by me. Dun, dun, dun.
The robot. It's directed by Merlin Mann.
I've tried to do that a lot more now when I publish things that I have on purpose. I don't know if you saw. Did you see the links I did for Roderick on Monday?
No.
Oh my fucking God, these turned out so good. This is going to be a new thing I'm going to do for all the episodes. I'm just going to call Dossier. For each episode of a podcast I do, I'm going to get it to train it to where. Oh, sorry. Let me send you a link. Hey, everybody, I'm sorry. We're going to talk about the challenge in a minute. Such a heavenly reentry. And then that brought me, listening to that again last night, really brought me straight back to Hatful of Hollow.
To half a lollop, puff a wall,
Hatful of Hollow. I think 1984. Rough Trade Records.
This is the thing that is like before my time that I think is very interesting when a band puts to like they or I don't know how involved like they are with the creation of it, but it's a compilation that's not just here buy the singles again. But I mean it's buy the singles again.
With
but
that
also,
said, they did what made them so interesting from that point of view. I agree with you, but like so you could get Hatful of Hollow and feel like pretty satisfied. You didn't feel like left out, but they did issue a lot of singles and 12 inches, and sometimes it would be on the album and sometimes it wouldn't, and then sometimes it would like. There are ones that like started out, I think, as an album track and then became a single later because they could kind of reverse engineer what it is that people liked about it. And there's a style to the album covers. There's a tone to all of them. Like Morrissey was heavily involved with every single cover, like picking the Optima, picking the Benoni, like picking this still from an Andy Warhol movie for, I think, Meat is Murder. Not Meat is Murder, sorry. The Smiths, the first album, the eponymous album. But...
I did not know that, and completely checks out. Yep, looking at all the...
Oh, yeah, so check this out. This is all made by Claude. I say all made by Claude because it's just easier for me to say all made by Claude. I had a huge amount of direction in making this, but click on what I just gave you. How badass is that? It made me this whole thing with my Butterick typefaces. Oh, man.
Oh my God! This was this just and then I see.
It's a couple hours of work, but I mean, all the heavy lifting was done a long time ago. Getting all the transcription stuff working well, that's the critical piece. If the transcriptions don't work, you can't really rely on what you get very much. You can rely more on what you get if the transcriptions are good. Obviously, because if it spells the interesting name of an interesting person, if it gets it wrong, it's not going to know like what that is. But did you see how I had it add annotations and context for each link?
Yes, that is.
But then you can also appreciate stuff like little things. When you go, first of all, appreciate the responsive design of putting the French Dispatch Girl like all in your window pane, right? And then you scroll down. You look at play all 20 videos on YouTube. I didn't even know this is a thing. You can just have an array of whatever those YouTube IDs are called, and you can have it generate a list on the fly of just an ad hoc collection of videos, which is so much easier than doing it by hand. So in this case, I can just tell the dingus, keep that updated. Anytime there's a new YouTube video added to this list that is of music, and it's a music video especially, include that in that. And then you see I added the embedded file, and if you scroll down far enough, you'll see that I was like, oh man, I want to put my Husker Du song here. Could you like embed that? And it did. Embedded it. Bob's your uncle.
Has it kept up with the YouTube list stuff? Because that's I know that it sounds
it's making it's an ad hoc list. You know, it's not like it can build you like it has my creds, so it's built me. I think that's how my Ann Lee list started, actually, was I asked it to build it for me, start building it for me. And I can't even tell you how far that's gotten better over ChatGPT even a year ago, where every single link would be, this does not exist.
I wonder how much of it is. I mean, I know that it is a lot of post training, but a lot of it is also, I'm like, just I don't know. Here, you want access to this? Yes, go ahead. And I'm sure I have a lot of holes. I'm no Merlin Man. My hooks.
What the hell are you
I
talking
think they're
about,
mechanical.
Alex, what are you talking about?
I just have it let it
have
access
what?
so much of Chrome anymore. I let my robot access way more of my. And
Yeah,
get
get Rodney set up. Rodney will run it all for you.
Which.
Rodney, Simon Willison's. Oh my God! I talk about who do I have to blow to get people to understand this? Install the Simon Willison thing called Rodney and put it very prominently in your tool stack.
It's
a way of interacting.
that...
It interacts in the background with Chrome, doing authentication through Realm or login or what. It'll do everything for you in Chrome, but in the background.
I know, but I am not. Well, one, I am not smart enough to keep that working. But two, I always mix up Rodney as one of your many Tommy underlings. So I don't know how many of them have retired since you've got all the hooks.
Right.
But
I'll try and I'll use a different name then. Because you're not as you say smart enough to figure. I'm still talking. You're not as you say smart enough to figure that out. You're not smart enough to figure that out, you said. And I'm supposed to just go, well, I guess you're a dumbass.
No. What?
No.
Yes, I was looking for you to say, actually, Alex, you're special and smart. You're good.
I do think you're special and smart. I think you'd be more
I-
successful as a person if you believed that. I think part of the reason you're so unsuccessful as a person is you don't believe you can be successful as a person. That's a problem. I can't solve that.
I think that my biggest success as a person has been caring about people, and I know that I just need to.
If anything, I care too
extend it.
much. I've always said that.
Yeah, you care too much. I think you should be. Maybe turn up the Holden Caulfield.
Turn up for what?
Dial. Turn up the Holden.
Turn up that Holden Caulfield.
Holden. Wow.
Y'all
I just
are
realized
phonies,
Holden
bitch.
is such a dumb fucking name. If
Holden?
you don't add Caulfield to it, like it's still dumb. But Holden, like, hi, I'm Holden.
Yeah.
Like one is a
I'll
depressed
contact
guy.
Mr. Salinger and let him know.
No, but together it works. Like Chris Fleming's bit of how you can't, like imagine. He doesn't say this, but imagine if Sandra Bullock's name was just like Sandra. I don't know. I don't know. Like Bullock does so much.
Sandra,
of the
I don't
work.
know, is not a good name. It's too Jewish. They had to change it at Ellis Island. She came over. It was no idea wits. Music is good. Did you see my pretty typefaces though? It's neat. So now I can just deploy that. I don't know if you're probably looking on your phone, so you can't really get good typefaces.
I'm not looking at the phone.
It's got embedded typefaces, and I think it's very pretty.
I think you have a very nice sepia that is the
low key,
a great amount of yes. There's no there's not a papyrus vibe to be felt anywhere.
Also, I just love girls in those old timey motorcycle helmets. Princess Margaret wears one of those on the Crown. I think it's fetching.
She wears it on the back
motorcycle
of
with Ozymandias.
Yes,
Vroom vroom.
I don't like when they make them blonde. They could
make who blonde? The
Matthew
helmets?
Good, Ozymandias, played by Matthew Good in many British things and in many Agatha Christie adaptations.
Is his natural hair color? It's dark. His more like his Department Q hair is more like what his hair normally looks like.
Yes,
okay.
And it's
he already dyed his hair 35 minutes ago.
I would say that I'm
Alan Moore. Sorry. Probably, I don't know if he's completely said he didn't write Watchmen at this point. That's what happens at the end of Watchmen. It's kind of a famous line. Challenge this week. I'm going to just say it. I'm going to keep it easy. I don't like this word.
I don't either.
But I've been thinking about it. For lack of a better phrase, and we'll talk about it, make a vibe playlist. And that started, this is one of those new era challenges where we start with something we want to be excited about and reverse engineer a challenge out of it. Because I had already started a vibe-based playlist. And then we were talking about what that could mean. and you seemed like you were game enough to give it a throw. What did you think about making a vibe playlist? What are your thoughts?
I think that most playlists I make are relatively vibes based, but they don't start that way. And I always enjoy the intentionality challenges we have, like looking at the abstract, like looking at the chimneys type stuff. It's lovely. And I went into what I think of as my Unstuck in Time playlist that feels, or I read the graphic novel.
Well, you are having
version.
a big Vonnegut time right now, aren't you? You've
Yeah,
been thinking a lot about Kurt
because I
Vonnegut. You've
rewatched-
quoted him twice from Slaughterhouse-Five, and you sent me a Rosewater thing. So it sounds like you've been really thinking about Kurt Vonnegut lately.
I don't know what started. Oh, I know. A friend gifted me the graphic novel of Slaughterhouse-Five, and I tend to avoid.
By who?
By Ryan North.
The great Ryan North.
Yes, and I didn't know that.
Problem with Roland
And-
Weary is no matter
Oh,
how hard he washed, he always smelled like bacon.
the
He was carrying every piece of equipment he'd ever been issued in the Army. Oh. I hate Roland Weary.
well,
Better than that Paul Lazzaro. I really hate that guy. That guy's a piece of shit.
I'm gonna get this.
Oh, did you ever watch the movie?
What's worse than Slaughterhouse-Five?
Yeah.
There's a film of no, I have not. Have you? Is it-
The way
is it-
Billy dies in the book, it's so sad. But in some ways, it's even sadder in the movie.
Really?
Yeah, that chicken shit Paul Lazzaro. Remember, he's got a knife. He's gonna.
He does it in. Oh
yeah,
my
Paul
god!
Lazzaro assassinates him.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my god! In the okay. Oh,
I think it's in
boy.
the book.
Yes, but they do it in the movie. Wait, so in the movie,
He's giving
spoilers,
I think
in
he's,
the movie,
I think he's
how
giving
does he
like
die?
a public address, like a speech about his time on Tralfamadore. He's come back and he's reporting back to humans for the first time about this contact, and Paul Lazzaro shoots him.
And
I think.
in the it's not quite a firing squad, but a little bit.
It's not at all a firing squad. It's more like Billy Pilgrim talking at the UN. Memory serves.
Sorry, I am talking about in the graphic novel,
Ah.
which makes interesting changes that I like. I wasn't.
I love that art
prepared.
style. Isn't that a beautiful art style? I don't remember the name of the artist, but it's so beautiful.
Yeah, I knew
I
that
love his
this
little
existed.
faces. You know,
The
faces are so good. The soldiers really look like young soldiers.
they look like children.
They were babies.
on a
They were children. It's called the
crusade.
Children's Crusade.
Yeah.
When he went to visit his friend Bernard, remember Bernard's wife said, you guys sitting around drinking, talking about the wars. That's babies. They sent children off. It was a war of children.
He expected.
And now I'm an old man with my
comfy drinks.
Pall Malls. I'm not going to look back anymore.
And then they were friends.
I gotta find that. That's my other good quote. I got you guys this. So we're with James Baldwin. Let's see, Pillar of Salt.
The
They don't like naming women in the Bible.
Do you have a source?
People aren't supposed to look back. I'm certainly not going to do it anymore. I've finished my war book now. The next one I write is going to be fun. This one is a failure, and it had to be, since it was written by a pillar of salt. You remember that story? They're leaving Sodom and Gomorrah, and God says, I'll save you from Sodom and Gomorrah, but I got one rule. You just got to haul ass out of here and don't even look back at Sodom and Gomorrah as it burns. You've got to run. And Lot and his people take off, and then a woman without a name, referred to as Lot's wife, she looks back to steal a glance and turns into a pillar of salt. Mm-hmm. Which I think is probably best thought of as like a statue. Mm-hmm. When they say pillar of salt, though, I mean, is she Doric? Is she Corinthian? Is she the kind that Samson knocks down with the jawbone of an ass?
Is she kosher?
Do you remember that?
Yes.
From Judges?
No.
Story of
No.
Samson?
I mean, I
Remember Delilah cut his hair, and then they're beating the shit out of him, and he's all tied up in the temple, and he prays to God. He says, just one more time, even without my hair, let me just bring this place down. And he pulls down the pillars, and the temple falls down. And then he beats the shit out of people with the jawbone of an ass.
it's one of those stories
We need a
that
Bible
push.
challenge.
Just push. We do. It's
Do you remember Lyle Lovett had an album called Joshua Judges Ruth?
Who did?
Lyle Lovett, the singer. I just want to point out, as was, because he's such a clever guy, but like Joshua Judge's Ruth, I do want to point out that is a sentence.
Joshua Judge's Ruth.
Yes, she does. Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
Yep.
Yes, he
what
does.
is it? Joshua fought the battle of Jericho. That's the song.
Notes,
there's a lot of good stories.
notes,
A lot of good stories in the Bible. Some of them are pretty upsetting, but there's some good ones.
Some of them, yeah, I'm gonna say, over half. More familiar with the second half.
The Job story's kind of a bummer.
A little bit, just a little bit.
My friend Dave did a wonderful audio parody of the story of Job one time. And I won't do it in his wonderful voice, but he said something along those lines. And so what do we learn today? That your friends are dicks, life's a bitch, and God's a betting man. Because remember, he's betting the devil about whether he can fuck with Job.
Good.
And the devil's like, oh, hey, how about you let me take care of this and I fuck with him? And God's like, okay, a bet's a bet. It's a living.
All right, buddy. Oh, good. It's like a fucking sitcom. He put it like a sitcom, and Job's just the most upsetting
Or like
sitcom.
an episode of I,
Good God.
Claudius or Game of Thrones, like just where, you're this imperious, person who can just do whatever for your own amusement. But that's Old Testament God. I mean, I think that's a lot of the confusion is Old Testament God and New Testament God. Asterisk. They're so different, so ridiculously different.
It's I guess now every episode I do need to. I'm contractually obligated to talk about Catholic school, but that it was also a big. I know.
You signed the forms.
It's it was another thing of like wait, and not just me, like not just weird Alex brain, but like our the whole class is like, wait, so hold on, everybody drowns, literally everybody drowns. Like
and just to be clear, just so people know. The ark, Noah and the ark, is in fucking Genesis. It's in the first book. This is not something, but it had been like, 1,000, 5,000 years? I forget. But I used to know. But the civilization, according to the Bible, had existed for some time. But I guess God thought there was so much evil in the world, we got to just start this thing over. And it's such a bullshit story.
It's
such a bullshit. I like every part of it is so bullshit.
Go on.
Oh,
What do you mean by that?
Did you get a male and female pair of marmosets and put them on the same boat as a lemur and got a cockroach?
No, I mean,
no. You got animals, cute barnyard animals, to bring on stage for this production of this. I always like that. There's that opera about Noah's Ark is the play that they're performing in. The Wes Anderson movie I never remember the name of, the sweet one with the kids, and the kids got the coonskin. Moonrise Kingdom.
Yes.
They're doing like an opera about Noah's Ark in that. Remember? And he says, "What are you?" And she goes, "I'm a blackbird." I love those movies.
That's one of those ones where there's less visible trauma in in the Wes Anderson verse, so it's
less than like
not as
Tenenbaums
memorable
or something.
And you're just like, I'll just let the cliches wash over me in a nice way.
Yikes!
In the best way. Like,
what cliches? What the fuck are you talking about? Cliches? Cliches of Wes Anderson?
Yes, what he's known for. If you see just a few shots,
I would say his brilliant aesthetic choices, but go on. You ever watch that? You ever watch any of those videos about him and the compass camera direction points? There's a really good video about the compares Inception, the hallway scene in Inception, to a hallway scene in it's probably Thomas Flight, I'm guessing, because Thomas Flight actually has the boy with an apple like hanging on his wall, the painting from Grand Budapest Hotel. But the idea is like, here's the hallway, that fucking incredible hallway scene from Inception where Joseph Gordon-Levitt is fighting the man in the hallway and it's turning around, right? And then comparing that to a scene where Ralph Fiennes and the lobby boy are walking down a hallway. And like it's weird because it's almost like the difference between surrealism and magic realism, maybe, where you're like, okay, Inception, a very unrealistic thing is shot. A very unrealistic event is shot in a very realistic way. Whereas in a Wes Anderson movie, a very realistic event is being shot in a somewhat unrealistic way. Like, that's not really the way that world looks, you know? Or not in looks, but you know what I mean? Like, it's heightened. It's very heightened. And especially in the case of Grand Budapest, which is, I think, the best Wes Anderson movie, if you look at those differences in aspect ratio, that's part of the story. You're 4 levels deep in this story, and the aspect ratio tells you where you are in the story. It's fucking brilliant.
Grand Budapest Hotel, best Wes Anderson movie.
I didn't say it's my favorite. And of course, I'm open to changing my mind. I think it's him accomplishing something near. I don't know. Like I got to get into the Atom Bomb movie. I just couldn't get into it. But no, I thought, and I mean, I like his ones. Now they're just like as with French Dispatch, as with the Nuclear One, as with some of those other ones. I mean, it is really just becoming like an exercise in style in certain ways. But I think, no, that's not even fair. I'm not going to slag Wes Anderson. I'm not going to do it. I think he's fucking amazing. I really do. I think he knows what he's doing. I mean, we don't look at Tarkovsky and go, all his movies are sad. Like, it's, you know, I mean, like some people are like, oh, you know, Kurosawa, if you're going to put out movies in America, learn the language.
My first year of film school, we had to make a short film, which was a homage to one of our favorite directors, and I did Wes Anderson, and it was so bad. It'll never see the light of day.
But did you try and ape the centering,
the surreal, and
staginess. Or like I always just remember as soon as Rushmore came on, I put it in my Mac, or not my MacBook, my PowerBook, no, whatever I had, Wall Street. I popped it in my computer, watched it on a plane, and I always remember that beginning. There's like the pre-roll, bum, bum, ba-da-dum. But then right before it cuts to Rushmore, a curtain opens. Like he deliberately has a curtain open, and on each of the major scene changes in Rushmore, he's telling you this is a show.
Mm-hmm. That was my idea. Was like, all right, we're going to make this like everything is going to be like a stage, which is you know, a ripoff of the end of the amazing.
What did you? Hey, can I do the quote real quick? What do you think? What do you think, Mr. Little Jeans? Best play ever, man. I didn't know he was going to use real dynamite.
Max. The way he says it.
I love that whole scene then where they're cutting, and I love just the return of all the different characters, like his chapel mate coming back and Buckin, and like it's just, that movie is just such a beautiful, I don't know if I'm using the word right, picaresque, I don't know. Talk about a little world. Fucking Brian Cox, he's great in that. Brian Cox is also great in Fantastic Mr. Fox, I would like to say.
This was before Grand Budapest Hotel. So Darjeeling at the time, Darjeeling Limited was my favorite Wes Anderson movie.
Oh, that was so Wes Anderson with all the, like, it's, if you were to do some kind of like stupid New York Magazine rundown of like all the Wes Anderson, not cliches, but bits. I mean, laminated cards. You know, the tags on the suitcases. It was, as with that wonderful SNL parody of Wes Anderson, you know, the Midnight Retinue of the blah blah blah, the slasher movie, you ever seen the Wes Anderson slasher movie?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of like that. It's like, but he loved, what is it with him with walkie-talkies, laminated cards? Like, there's just these certain kinds of things that he keeps returning to, even irrespective of like his lens and setup choices.
Just the way, well, and trains. The way that any vehicle moves in a Wes Anderson, like the cars in Grand Budapest Hotel, or the real car
the bakery truck.
Yeah, there's he did like a Ferrari, some fancy car commercial, or a fancy something commercial that
he
had
did that. Have you ever seen his
car.
American Express commercial?
Oh my God! That
looks fake. That's it's so goddamn funny.
Like
he's just walking and making choices. It's so funny, and he just sits in a little director chair and then put it on my card. That's a really effective commercial, I think.
Kind of like when someone makes a musical for I was almost going to say an email service, but it was Squarespace. Yeah, because that's where you find your
the MailChimp
space.
sponsored series. Sometimes There's a Man.
Yes,
and that's
which
where
was
I did.
different.
That's where I did a parody of The Wasteland by T.S. Eliot. Ladies. It's really.
Oh
it's
no!
real
I broke my
stupid.
bell again.
It's real stupid. So tell me about your vibe list. Also,
Oh.
if you're bored with this, I can just cut to my chase on this, which is I'm very thrilled with what I've made, but I do have an observation that I think is interesting. But I'd love to hear more about what you vibed or how you thought about it. I don't really even care about what you. Not that I don't care, but I'm most interested in like how you thought about this challenge.
I went into it much more as again before, like when I start a playlist, I'm typically like, "Ooh, I like this song. I want to put more songs that sound like this." Or I think the closest maybe to a vibe. God, I need a different name. I might ask the robot. I don't normally don't.
It's
like
not too bad.
But the closest I've ever gotten is making playlists for other people, which is something that I still do, God, at least on a monthly basis, because I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot. It was, I don't know. It's always been a part of, ever since my childhood. I don't know. And the playlist is a way to say I love you in movies and in real life. And this was more like, okay,
I agree that it's also a way to say I'm thinking of you.
Yes.
Like I think about you when you're not around, and like these are things that remind me of you. I think that's sweet.
That's so much more wholesome than the majority of playlists I
You
made
gotta
when
phrase
I was
that
a
stuff
teenager.
carefully, or people call you codependent. Evidently.
No, well, we use the word interdependent now. And
Well,
then
I once
people say you're not
had the
toxic.
temerity to stipulate on the internet that I, as somebody who was not a very nice person in a lot of relationships, I came to realize that to really use the word love transitively, it should mean that you care more about the other person than yourself, or you care more about. And then I realized that does sound a little weird, but you have to see where I started, which was like, how do I collect people in life and make them do what I want? It's pretty different. You're like, why won't somebody like me back? Well, they don't like you back because you're not a very good friend. And like, you don't actually care about who they want to be or who they want to become. And like, that's just not a very fun person to have as a friend or a parent. Somebody who's just constantly reminding you how disappointed they are about who you never became. Whether that's with hand stuff or being a pro soccer player or whatever it is, like, God, other people's expectations are such fucking homework.
I'm surprised that someone would push back against that, I suppose.
Because you're supposed to care. You're supposed to take care of yourself, like pack your own chute and stuff. And to somebody who comes from a different background with a different set of problems, I absolutely understand. Do you follow what I'm saying? I'm trying to be subtle.
I understand.
My background was I used to be kind of a piece of shit. Slick back hair, itty bitty jeans. That's why the baby cried. No, but I used to be kind of a piece of shit. So it is useful for me to have that extreme idea of like, don't say you love something unless you care more about its success than your own. Because otherwise you just have a crush or you're horny.
No, that is my sort of that is how I was always taught to understand love and express love, but not as a like self-flagellation.
But
of
I'm just
like,
trying to contrast that with if somebody heard that, and I'm going to come up with a straw woman. But if like say
thank you.
Say a woman who had come up from an abusive background and it had a history of like, you know, all kinds of problems, who's then had to struggle with the idea of like trying to fix their father or fix their husband. Like, and by which I mean like that also, what does that mean? Like pay for, cover up for, lie for, be a fuck doll for. Like if that's your background, then absolutely I understand my saying that doesn't land right, and I respect that. It's just that for me, I mean, all I would ask is look at it from my point of view, which is like if starting out as a piece of shit, I'd be a damn sight better as a person if I thought a lot more about other people than like then what could please me right now.
That
You didn't call me at 7. You said you'd call me at 7. You knew what you're getting into. Make it work.
Can I give you my observation and then we'll go?
please do.
You know what's funny? So my vibe playlist, and this will be in show notes. And this is not whatever. Okay, so it's just that I really enjoy The Testament of Anne Lee. I still think a lot about, this is a movie with Amanda, is it safe? How do you pronounce it? What's the correct way?
I think it's Seyfried,
Okay.
but I'm not
but
sure.
it's a movie with that wonderful actress, and I would just say, I don't know what to tell you about this movie except, trust me, just go for it. I've never seen anything quite like it. It's one of those things like The Color of Pomegranates, where you're like, I know this is nobody's thing, but like you need to go at least see some of The Color of Pomegranates at least once to understand like just remember how movies can be so different and so special and so unique. Same with Tarkovsky, like, but I was just thinking, like, there's these, for no reason at all, exactly, there's these songs that remind me of The Testament of Anne Lee. The first one that came to mind is that song from the end of The Hunger Games called Abraham's Daughter. But then I also was like, there's just these songs that certain girls sing about certain things that reminded me, because one of the, I don't know if you agree, but like, isn't it fair to say that, well, there's a lot of tensions going on in Testament of Anne Lee? Tensions as in this versus that. So there's the sacred and the profane, if you like, or there is the, what's the word you guys used to use? I never understood the differences, but like maybe venality, but like you have these
venial versus, yeah.
But like you, like
she's,
I mean, one reason she's realized that her life is basically cursed because of the decisions that she's made. Decisions that seem pretty anodyne, like wanting a baby and wanting to have sex. And now she's kind of a religious weirdo. But she's still seeking, right? She's still seeking ecstatic experience, and that's what draws people into this and makes it seem like a sex cult, or whatever. It's certainly very dangerous to the community to have these weirdos singing on our ship, But it just put me in the mind of several of these songs, including, and this will be in notes. I don't know why, "Gentleman Who Fell" by the model and singer and actor now, Mila. The Roaches, Cocteau Twins, wonderful Irish band called Pentangle. This is the fucking weirdest one on here probably. Kate Bush, "Sat in Your Lap," which was my first favorite Kate Bush song. You know that song?
I know this song. This is the first song I know, and absolutely, yes.
Ooh. She discovered the sampler. Ooh. Some say that knowledge is something that you never have. And watch the video, because she is on roller skates, and it's really fucking great. Ageless Beauty by Stars. And then just a bang.
Oh, yes.
Stars, really wonderful Canadian band. And then Steel Eye Span's song, "All Around My Hat." And fucking Cocteau Twins doing Wax and Wayne live. Really? A shaker sex movie? I can't describe it, but there's the vibe. There's something to the early Cocteau Twins, to me, that is very evocative of certain kind of not indecipherable, but an inchoate female yelp. Oh no, what is it that Whitman said is barbaric yop? That kind of thing, where like there's just something about a woman's need to scream about what's happening. And I think that's kind of the case with some of these songs, or like the Hammond song. It's like just it sounds like a song about like, hey, don't trust that male stranger that comes to town. Trust your sisters. Or the song Willie O. Winsbury, where basically a woman gets impregnated by a guy, and then the father says, "Oh, it's okay. I'm going to give you all this money if you take care of my daughter." And it's one of the child ballads. It's an old Irish folk song, but check out Willie O. Winsbury. It's a beautiful song, but it's like all these songs are like, what a fucking problem men are. Honestly,
I can't wait to watch.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not trying to do it any kind of like everybody look at me thing, because that's not the point of it. That's not the vibe of it. Yeah. Thank you. 1 hour and 12, I'll drop in the applause. We haven't had an appearance of applause yet in this episode.
Well, we also haven't.
Anyways, but I'm excited about this list and I like it, but it's all just in the service of saying this one thing. Talk about an exception that proves the rule. You know what I fucking hate?
Sorry. Never mind. Go ahead.
No, sorry. Go ahead. Oh, did I change abruptly? Well, okay. So I open. So like can we agree just to keep it easy, call this a vibe playlist or vibes playlist?
Yes.
But it's not vibes as in Sunday morning coffee jazz or that kind of fucking bullshit. Cafe typing or like one of those like just those horseshit Apple Music lists where it's like weird rap you've never heard of that's about jewelry or like. just any of those ones that are like, to study time, relaxing time. That's, I think, why I'm pushing back partly against vibe. Because I mean vibe almost more in the sense of vibe coding. Like, I know this belongs here, and I don't know exactly why. And then I think about like the playlists I actually do like and enjoy, like which are what did I write down? More on things of time or theme. Or like, for example, like some of my weird out there wackadoo playlists, these are songs that contain my favorite guitar chord, which is played in a certain way. This is another playlist of my second favorite guitar, like songs that heavily feature this guitar chord that I really, really like, played a certain way. And like, so that's really more thematic. That's not a vibe. But I guess what I'm trying to say is like, every time I see like, hey, we've made improvements to ABC app, and our improvement is to give all these weird silos of shit. I never listen to music like that. I never sit down and go like, give me 85 songs I've never heard that would be good coffee Sunday jazz. I despise that. But the vibe to me comes, the vibe of my vibe idea here. And I don't know if you agree, but I meant vibe more in the sense of like, reminds me favorably, or puts me, as Letterman used to say, puts me in the mind of this other thing. But it's weird, but I would never personally, almost never seek out something like that unless you said stuff to me like, okay, how about this? And again, this is probably thematic. Trash Theory always makes these great playlists. His playlist for power or pump, like he does one for emo, he has a really good one for power pop. And if you want a crash course, cold plunge introduction to like a genre, the one on emo is fucking great. I learned so many bands I'd never heard before from his emo one, and it reminded me of
I don't want to say good emo, but
no, but good like emo, but emo you should know about. And what does that mean? Well, if you trust my fucking judgment, I don't need to explain it to you. Like if you can't get with the Buzzcocks, you are not going to become a fan of Trash Theory, because that man, whatever his name is, I give him money every month. Mr. Theory, Mr. Theory's my father. He gets shit that I absolutely agree with. The universal appeal. He has a video called "The Universal Appeal of Ever Fallen in Love with Someone You Shouldn't Have." And but like it's just weird. Like, and in that case, I could say, oh yeah, well, like I would listen to a Desert Island Discs of this person because I think they're interesting. But the way I think in my head, I'm pushing back on that word vibe because it just reminds me of those dumb generic icons in Spotify and Apple Music that are stuff like things to feel guilty about not doing aerobics to, or like whatever bullshit like you come up with candlelit dinner. It's like, I get it. You're going to have something from Frank Sinatra on there. Fucking relax. Exception that proves the rule is what I meant. That's what I meant by
the thing that I did not really. I knew that obviously that you can make public playlists on Spotify, but I think that what we've tried to do with our vibe playlists, more people are doing than I thought.
Well, I did mine in YouTube. I did mine in YouTube because people won't click on Spotify things. They won't really click on YouTube things either. But if there's any chance somebody would want to do it, I think they're much more likely to want to do it. Do you say again?
I'll change it. What do people click on?
They want whatever it is that it's something different than what you're doing, and they want you to do it for them now, and it's homework. Why can't you give me this in Apple? That's the better company. Because Apple Music it's not funny. It's not even a joke. Apple Music is the stupidest goddamn app in the world. No one is trying. It is absolutely not made for somebody who listens to a lot of music. And it's not made for people who care about sharing music. And it's not made for people who like learning about new music. Spotify crosses all those T's, dots all those I's. And I know they're terrible. Give me a better app and I'll do it. But they destroyed the music industry with all of these services. And like, so now what am I going to do? Am I just going to go out and like buy a $1.99 single every time I want to hear a song? YouTube's great for that.
I just opened the app for the first time, and not for the first time, like for first time in a while.
What, Spotify?
No, Apple Music.
It's so bad. It's just a bunch of lines and colors. Title. Really, I sometimes look at it like, where's the interface to this interface? Like, how do you? I hate to invoke the guy by name, but a recent design person who did a lot of design at Apple, who has recently announced they're leaving. I see fucking Alan Dye. I see the worst of Alan Dye, absolutely, in Apple Music. I mean, and I don't mean that's the worst example of it. I mean the worst of his tendencies is evident in Apple Music, which it feels like they didn't even test it. It feels like they didn't even like user test it or card test it or anything, because like why is it so hard to play a song on repeat, and like why is it so bad on Apple TV? It's really beyond hostile. It's like a taunt. Like, who uses these apps? They're terrible. That's how I feel
People who
about
have HomePods and that have
it's a
Apple One.
yeah. I mean, it's a hypothetical.
No, that's the thing. The way I use Apple Music is never looking at Apple Music.
I will use it to
Apple
yell
Music.
out, "Hey Dingus, play Turn It On Again" by Genesis.
Yeah,
when I'm in the bathroom.
that's
my
what
shower
I
song.
mean. Just these are. This is so everything that we. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Did you get suggested a lot of rap music by young people? I get a lot of rap music by young people. Oh wow, look at that. Oh look here are bands.
Yeah, and then
You like band? Now what is
yeah.
Hits? Is that Justin Bieber?
I have no idea.
Who's that man in his underpants holding a baby? That's got to be Justin Bieber. And you know what's funny is if you look at the sixth one,
standing on business.
that's Olivia Rodrigo, and that is actually her driver's license photo. She just got it last week.
I don't know if that's a bit.
It is. That's
funny.
that wonderful
Is
song.
it
Her
from-
first single driver's license, as covered by later by David Byrne. I think it's a beautiful song. I think the bridge of that song will tear your fucking hair out.
I like her.
You what? You don't like her?
No, I do.
I think
like
she's
her.
neat.
I think
she's neat.
The
But look at this thing you sent me with all of these pills on it. So what is that? Probably Lana Del Rey or somebody? I don't know. I don't know who hardly any of these people are. But look at Latin. And it looks like a man wearing armor. Now, are you a big listener of the Man in Armor, Latin Man? Are you a big fan of that music?
I'm like, is that
What? It looks like it's something from like a a Greek version of the Avengers.
Well, and this is
Michael Jackson. You love Michael Jackson. There's a lady touching a pregnant lady under hip hop.
I have like none of. I suppose what is that alternative? I don't
Alternative.
know
Well, that's if you like
any
alternative. You click on that and it gives you
these-
alternative.
Rock. I don't know. What
Oh,
that,
you know what
no,
I love is
don't
rock.
know. I think maybe hip hop.
That's why Rosalind's favorite band is Mozart. She's a fucking nightmare. She's a geriatric athlete. But not in front of people. The violin player got septicemia. Rosalind, geriatric athlete. Boy, your phone's tall. Are all phones this tall? That's a tall phone.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Oh, and you're listening to your boy. I can see here you were listening to your Fake Problems guy.
Yeah,
That's
probably
the
like a month
Americo
ago.
Vespucci guy, right?
Yes, that's Chris Farron. I love him so much. He's so cute. I wish he'd get rid of his mustache.
I
don't know
know.
why mustaches are back.
I don't understand, and I don't understand that mustache. It's like it always reminds me now of the mustache that Joaquin Phoenix has in Her, which for some
yeah.
reason seems like a default mustache, like a factory settings mustache title. The factory settings mustache for every man under 40.
It does.
You're just sitting here on the train, and you hear blink, and you're like, oh, an 18-year-old boy just grew
I
his.
don't like that all of the teenagers look like pedophiles. You're not supposed
And they all have
to
haircuts
look
like
the
mushrooms.
guy who's going
Why
to
do
groom
boys
you.
keep getting their haircut like fuzzy mushrooms? I don't understand
I can
anything
understand.
anymore.
I can understand that. I understand the broccoli, but
Broccoli. That's it. It looks like broccoli. They look like they're in VeggieTales.
Oh, maybe they're trying to repel the
broccoli.
pedophiles.
Good job, San Francisco. You've ruined pizza. Homo sapien. We should stop the show?
Yes.
Woo! Hey, everybody. Oh, God, we gotta fix that.
Ugh.
Oh, fuck me. I'm out of minutes on Descriptic again.